Hello everyone, Chris here, and welcome back to City Skylines, the city of Guvsk, our fictional Soviet model town in the Socialist Republic of Imaginarium, and episode number 6, I want to say. Thank you so much everyone who's come on board this series so far. The last episode, the Sports Palace, has gone down really well, and that means an absolute world to me. Today, we're going to make a start on the commercial district. It's been a long time coming, but it's getting there, This video itself will be split into 2 parts because there is so much to do with this bit. I've built it and destroyed it and built it again. I'm also trying a little bit of a different editing style where I'm going to keep things shorter and snappier because there is so much to cover. So if you like it, I hope that comes across in the video. Let's begin anyway. So one of the comments in one of the previous videos was to take a look at Pragerstrasse, which is a place in Dresden, a commercial district within the city of Dresden. That was a really good shout. I was properly inspired looking at that to create this this street that we do create. The first thing we look at though really is creating a hotel on the very edge. Thankfully I used Hotel Uzbekistan, which is a wonderful building that exists in real life, but exists on the workshop as well. I convert it to a procedural object and then spend far too long than this video shows creating this slight ring road, I guess, round the entrance to the hotel. I'm quite happy with how this bit turns out. We spend a bit of time tiling it up and trying to make it look pretty. We put some benches down, we put some flowers down. We really try and make this foyer, this entrance area to the hotel look decent. Of course, nothing would be better than without having a bit of greenery around it, and so that's what I begin to do. I start to put these paths round, and then just basically layer the whole thing up with trees, because that's what I do apparently to make things look pretty. The curbs as well. The recurring thing that we're finding in this save is that curbs really are quite nice and useful, and they define borders quite well. Here are the said trees anyway. It makes this nice grand entrance, I think, to the hotel, which hopefully in the cinematics you can see it looks quite good. As I said in the introduction, this whole area, the footage you're watching is the best part of like 2 weeks worth of destroying and building and destroying again. I don't even know if I'm fully happy with how it looks at the moment. I mean, I'm not. It isn't finished yet. This video is in 2 parts because I'm still not done, so this is just showing an updated work in progress, and the hope being that you guys can watch it and give me some suggestions on other things to fill the spaces in. You'll get an idea of what I'm doing so far. I'm filling this commercial area out with cafes and shops and amusements. This building I'm really quite happy with. This was one of my own creations that I did on Blender. It's supposed to be a sort of a cafe, a restaurant of sorts. I put that down and then tile this place out and try and create this patioed area where people would sit outside in the sun and have coffees or whatever. And that's why I tile this, but I haven't tiled the rest of that area in the same way. Umbrellas as well, because this is a sunny city. It is a sunny city, I guarantee. I am quite happy with how the buildings that I've kept. I'm happy with how they've turned out. This bit here is the world clock from Alexanderplatz in Berlin. I make this into like a little bit of a focus area in front of buildings that I've plopped down. A lot of stuff is off camera. I'm really sorry about that. It's footage that I just didn't capture. But I did build this little set of shops and a cinema. The shop itself is the Universam, which was a big general store within one of the former Soviet countries. I made that as well on Blender, but what I did is I converted 2 of them to procedural objects and made them into this big shopping precinct. All I'm doing then at this bit is just plotting things down and hoping that I get some inspiration on where to put, like, things around them. I had ideas of big focal points I wanted, and this Ferris wheel was one. I wanted a big Ferris wheel and some other arcadey type things around this area. But I tried to plan this area out by putting big set piece buildings down and then hoping that inspiration would come by looking around it. As I say, I did look at Pragerstrasse in Dresden as inspiration, as well as other shopping districts. But this build has been really hard. I've not found it easy to get the inspiration for this area. But I am, as I say, the buildings that are here, I'm quite chuffed with. I do fill out a lot of the area with greenery. One thing looking at the place in Dresden was that there was a lot of greenery and fountains and things separating the areas out. These shops here are the Universam that I was just talking about, that I've converted into shops as well. I put posters on there and then separated the area out with my own communist billboards again that we used in the last episode. And then again, this is the same building. You'll see using procedural objects, I take the lettering off the front, just hide it away, and then create this, I don't know what it is, a little shopping bit with walkways in between and a little garden space as well in the middle. I like this. I put a vanilla shop inside it so that the actual building works as a shop. But as well, just to kind of change it up so it doesn't look like the same repetitive building over and over again, even if the architecture itself is the same. I really like these walkways then that separate. I don't know. They not separate. They give a bit of shade to this part of the city. They're based off something I saw in Dresden as well. And this central bit of greenery, I put a little bit of modern art in there. Again, using procedural objects to make this thing smaller. But it's just creating interesting looking things in this part. Again, I found this whole bit really difficult to make. I gotta say, the various plants and tree brushes that are existing in the mod workshops is just they're very useful. I was someone who came from the console, and the tree brush on there only got introduced like later on in the game. It was a case of putting individual trees down for so long. So I'm really grateful to just spread trees. This bit I'm quite happy with. Using procedural objects again, I took this vanilla shop and spending a little bit of time, I tried to extrude the front a little bit to make it look a little bit more like a modernist building. I create them another little cafe, and what I really liked about this is I took there is a great cafe that's on the Steam Workshop with Russian lettering across the top, and I kind of combined the two, which is I love it. I love how it looks in the end. Creating just another little cafe, but I figured this one is more down by the arcades themselves, so it makes sense to have several different eateries within a commercial zone, I imagine. But I do like how just using procedural objects, you can just combine the two and make really interesting looking buildings. I've been really inspired watching videos of other creators at the moment who are, oh my god, far more talented at procedural objects and City Skylines in general than I, but it's really made me love just creating new and interesting things. as I say, a work in progress, this part. But I'm desperate for more inspiration for this area. If you have ideas, please comment below, because I'm desperate to make this bit a really good part of the city, but it's just, as I say, this is 2 weeks worth of footage that's trimmed down to 14 minutes, so please, just any help would be great. We're coming up near the end then, and I do have some cinematics at the end, even though this is an unfinished section, but you can see the work so far. I really like these planters to separate out spacing. I want to tile the bottom area with some interesting looking patterns, and so the less that I have to tile and the more I can break up those big concentration of tiles, the better. Another thing to note, you may notice halfway through, well, as of now, the city looks a little bit brighter. I've changed the theme. This one, I think, makes everything look a little bit cleaner, a little bit brighter. I think it fits better with the idea of the city. The idea that this city is a model city, it's supposed to be an idealized version. Very much, if you ever see some of the retro postcards that you can get from East Germany and the Soviet Union of whatever city, the cities are always shown bright sunshine and in idyllic, clean form, and that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve with this build. So the brighter, the less crumblier the concrete, the better, I think. And it makes me, I mean, just changing the city look up every now and again, I think, can make you look at it from anew. Here are some cinematics at the end then. As I say, not finished yet, but I do like some of these areas. This central plaza bit here. The big wheel, the Ferris wheel area. We've got more stuff we need to put around here, obviously, but I'd really like... That's just the vanilla asset. I like how it looks. We've got the cafes, we've got these shops, we've got the hotel. All in all, what you see that I've kept is what I like. It's been a bit of a rambly episode, I do apologise, but if you do have suggestions on what can be put in this area, I would love to hear it, because, as I say, the more inspiration I get, the better. This is to be continued. If you like what we're doing so far, please leave me a like below. If you want to see more and you want to see more of the other stuff that I'm playing, I'd be honoured if you subscribe to us. This one's to be continued, and I will definitely see you in the next one, whenever that may be.